pouring from the IPA. Let that magic mango chase our blues away. We know that we'll be among our friends. Little nights where the page goes live again. There we go.
What's up, everybody? It's a good tune, isn't it? It's a great Wednesday song, man. Halfway through the week. I love my Andy Simmons playlist here. We got like 8 songs. He did use some parody songs that I can't play because they actually flagged them as copyright. Love that, right? Oh, my countdown timer. Oh, well. So what's happening, everybody? Good morning. It's 9:22 here in Oldsmar, Florida. And we're going to talk a little bit about weather. Louie jumped up on my lap this morning, so we'll let Louie steal the show today. Hunter's over there sleeping on his pillow. So you the man today, buddy. So good morning. Hope everybody's doing great. We got a little bit of weather rolling in today. We're going to have to watch. Got a weekend rains for the upper Gulf. Maybe some storms. Maybe some storms brewing next Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday. So there's all kinds of weather happening. That warm Gulf of Mexico keeping things active. So we got Miss Shelley, of course. Good morning, Miss Shelley. Julie's at the post office mailing our last batch of Cat 5s and koozies. She's going to get some dirty looks because she's got a lot to mail. But hey, at least it's not Christmas time. Good morning, Miss Katie Haley, Conehead family. That's right, our weather family, brought to you most every day by ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, located here in our great little state of Florida. Did you know I was born and raised in Florida? I'm a Florida native. Born in Bradenton, Florida. Grew up here on the Florida West Coast. So I am a true Floridian. My dad used to go to ABC back in the day, and back in Bradenton they had one. Back when they had rotating bars. So what's up, David Reitman? Is that Redman or Reitman? How's it going? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Brad from Birmingham? Where you live at, Brad? You're working in Birmingham. That's close to Talladega. What's up, Mr. Mike E? Yeah, we're going to start drop shipping Mike E on the next batch. We're going to do that all from home. Live and learn. Catherine, he was going to sleep. I think he is. He's a chill dog. He likes Bob Marley radio. Hey, Jody, good morning. Vacation in the Keys. Haven't had your shorts on yet. Well, make sure if you leave, you got something on. Linda, yeah, I'm one of the rare native Floridians out there. There's not many of us. Now, our kids are, obviously. But not a lot of me out there. Right, man. You're never wrong. What a great name. I'm always right, man. Good morning, Donna from Point Verdra, Florida. Is that right? Cool beans. So we are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Welcome, everybody. We did a little Facebook or a TikTok live this morning. I was sitting on the back porch. Took the drone up. There was a SpaceX launch this morning, and I got pretty good pictures of it. Let me show you. I didn't share it. It wasn't that spectacular for me, but as far as as far as coolness, I mean, that was from Tampa Bay. That was the contrail, I guess that's what it is, right? So that, that's 100 and, 20 miles away, looking towards Cape Canaveral. So it's pretty clear. Came out good. That was with my drone this morning. Yeah. All right. What's up, Michael Tim from Florida? What's up, Mr. Eric? I saw the official press release from the Rays. Spring training is in Disney World and Tropicana Field. Shelly, they blocked you for saying the D word. Tony B, Fish, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, I meant to share this with you all months ago. BBC Earth. Oh, that's a garbage man. Sarah's out there on the bus, by the way, but Julie's watching her on the camera. BBC Earth showed there's a show called World's Deadliest Weather, and they actually had me featured on it. Episode 1, Season 5. It was about 10 minutes of my coverage from Ida in Louisiana. There it is. It's called The World's Deadliest Weather. Last year it was on the Weather Channel. Right now it's only on BBC Earth, so kind of hard to see it here in the States, but hopefully it gets picked up by the Weather Channel again, and then one day you'll be watching TV and you'll be like, oh my God, there's Mike. So anyway, I was always excited to share that. It's just I can't find it online yet to share, and I don't want to share. I have video of it, but I can't share it because I'll get flagged for copyright. So, but they did a really good job, and I thank them for having me on the show, and hopefully, shared some of my experiences with Ida. Not Ian, Ida. So look for it. Look for it. All right, so here's the weather right now. Pretty cool. We have fog in the gray areas. High wind warnings behind it. So if you're in Louisiana, got some wind coming in. You know where that's from? Stormy squall lines coming up from that Gulf of Mexico today. So you got high winds to watch today. Fog still happening. The whole state of Alabama's and almost all of Georgia's in fog. The Florida Panhandle's in fog. A little bit of Mississippi and Louisiana's in fog. Fog. There's your winter warnings in pink and purple. That's the cold front coming down. Here's what we got for Storm Prediction Center today. And, yellow. Got to keep a watch out. Could be some tornadoes today in that yellow area. Usually when we have a 5% tornado area, that's usually where the tornado watch will be later today. So that's along the Mississippi, down in Louisiana. So storms today. Tomorrow doesn't look as bad. Day 2, a little bit of marginal threat way up in Ohio. Let's take a look at future radar for today. The squall line is going to peter out. It could get into the Panhandle by tomorrow a little bit. But there's a bigger one coming next week we're going to really talk about. There's one over the weekend, but there's actually a bigger one I've been picking up on for like next Tuesday. So this is basically what it's going to look like today. Let's take a look at that radar. This is future radar. You can start to see it developing here throughout the day as we get into noontime. There's our squall line around noon. So that's going to be what they're watching. I think Reed Timmer's out there storm chasing today. Early afternoon, there's your squall line setting up through Texas, into Louisiana, Arkansas, and there you go. Into this evening, daytime heating. There you go. Into tonight. So that's what it's going to look like in the future. So we're down Louisiana, Mississippi. You're going to have some storms. And then overnight, it's going to reach itself. Here's really early, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. We could still have a squall line down in New Orleans, down in Mobile, Alabama. This is like 3 in the morning tonight. Not sure how much energy will be left, but it'll still be potential for some thunders. And starts to peter out tomorrow morning. Here's your line all the way up through Tennessee into the Carolinas. This is tomorrow morning about 9 o'clock in the morning, tomorrow, Thursday. A little bit ahead of it. So we could have some spitting and spatting in the state of Florida here, down in the peninsula, as it peters out. There will be a little line maybe in the, oh, that's interesting. Future radar kind of picking up. So, light rains through the Carolinas tomorrow. We could have some into the Florida Peninsula as the tail end of our front down here. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Maybe some couple of them, but then they fizzle out. High pressure dominating and kind of drying it out. So we'll see if any of these actually make it through the state. And you got some energy coming. Here's that energy tomorrow that we showed in Ohio. Interesting. I know we have people watching in Ohio. Here it is tomorrow. So here's Thursday, and you can kind of see what they're showing tomorrow. Secondary little spin. Here's our low. This is our middle U.S. low. You can see it spinning. And there's going to be another little pop of energy tomorrow. This is the main line that we're passed through today. But then there's another little line right here. This is going to bring some storms up into Ohio tomorrow, maybe up into Michigan tomorrow. That's why the Storm Prediction Center has that little area highlighted green, is because we got this little pop of energy still getting around and bringing up some storms. So pretty neato, right? So Florida might get a little bit of action tomorrow. Let's talk about the weekend. Well, let's take a break and say hi. Somebody's watching from Spain, Susan Proper. Is that a vacation? Because I think I remember your name. I don't think you live in Spain. Have you ever been to Spain? Have you ever been to Spain? Who sings that? SR going on a canoe trip to Swanee River 23-27. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay attention here. We might have little storms coming through Florida to watch, and that would be, what would that be? Monday, Tuesday, 23, 24. So maybe the first part of your trip might be the worst. So check into the hotel. Go to ABC. Let the rains pass, and then you got a nice rest of the week. So Karen from St. Croix, good to see ya. Our Virgin Islands friend. What's up, Mr. Eric Maltz by? Is that right? 2 year? Spain. Have you ever been to Spain? Sabic Ove, is that how you say it over there? He's ready to stop wearing socks. Me too. Hey, James Fort. 54 days to cruise. Yes. Got to see the launch this morning. Yes. If you guys are Brew Crew members, don't forget to come over for our March 12th party at the Cape. We got a hotel lined up over there. Everybody's welcome. Got to be a Brew Crew member, though. Brew Crew supporter, a little special meet and greet party we're going to do over there on Sunday, March 12th. Good morning, Mary Carol Chapman. How's it going? Thumbs up, Mr. Jeff. All right, so there's tomorrow. Now, this weekend could be a little interesting. I got keep my eyes on this. So we actually have low pressure rolling up from the Gulf of Mexico this weekend. Very interesting. Kind of see it here. So we got a little low. Let's go about Friday. You can see it down here, kind of down in the Bay of Campeche. And it's going to get pulled upwards. And as we get into Saturday, early morning, here's 2 a.m. All right. So this is Saturday morning. This is what we've been talking about. We talked a lot about this on Monday, but there's going to be a low pressure energy here, a surface low, they're calling it. And this energy is actually going to pull up and come up into the upper Florida Gulf Coast even later Saturday night. So let's take this into motion here. This is early Saturday morning. And you're going to see that this is going to be pulling up all kinds of Gulf juice. There's a kind of tightening isobars a little bit. So it's kind of a hit or miss, you know. How far north of the central Florida is going to get it. But it does look like Saturday, this whole general Gulf region this weekend coming up. Look at this, by the way. I got so excited today. Jim Parker, Jonathan Hedden. Hope I got that right. Good morning, Miss Paula. So Emily, sweet little Emily, calls me from school. Hey, I'm coming home. Do you want me to pick you up anything? So I'm like, yeah, pick me up a iced Americano because she loves Starbucks. She'll find out about Starbucks when she has to start making her own money. She goes to Starbucks a lot. So I waited for her yesterday because we went to see Julie's mom, and I didn't drink it all. Obviously, I put it in the fridge. I'm like, I'm gonna save it for tomorrow. So before we started the Daily Brew today, I'm on my second cup of coffee, by the way, and cheers to that. And I'm like, I don't really want a third cup. So I open up the fridge, see if there's any Mountain Dew or Red Bull in there, one more little kick for the day. And I saw my half full glass of iced coffee, and I got so excited because I love iced Americano. So cheers. It's a little watered down from the ice, but that's all right. I get it strong. I get it black. I don't put no sugar in it. So that's my excitement for the day. And Julie's getting her tire fixed. Hopefully the stupid nail is not on the sidewall. Every car I've ever owned, I've had plugs in it. I'm a plugger, but her car, I don't really want to take a chance. All right, so here's Saturday afternoon. All right, big bummer, right? Could be some rains here for Florida Central. Some of the forecasts I saw locally were talking about it could be I-4 North. Here's the latest Euro showing it down here. This is Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Here's that surface low starting to develop here off of Texas. So, this could be a sloppy mess on Saturday. Now, there's nothing, the Storm Prediction Center isn't talking about anything too severe. This is Saturday, 9 p.m. And look, we're definitely seeing a surface low. Doesn't mean tropical or anything. But, look at this. We got thunderstorms out here brewing, and we might see some storms overnight Saturday. Could be a little sneaky. If the trailers are rocking, there's a storm a-knocking. So there you go. Sloppy mess. Who the heck knows what's going to happen? That's Sunday at 3 a.m. It's going to be interesting. I'm telling you. Saturday, 4 a.m. Storms in off the Gulf of Mexico. Now Sunday, still around there. Sunday, 9 a.m. now into Georgia, Carolinas. There's our surface low getting on out of here. But look, no snow with this one because it's originating down south. Doesn't really get a big polar push from the north to give it that moisture needed for snow. You can see the wind barbs pulling up into it. But this is Sunday morning, This Sunday's hard to tell. Here's, throughout the day, Sunday. Again, local forecasters are I-4, question mark. How far south this is going to go. But it's pretty guarantee here, Saturday and into Sunday, you're going to get that. And then on Sunday, that, as it comes in off the Atlantic. So, it's going to be a nasty weekend for some folks if you got anything planned outside. And look at that. Sunday night, 10 o'clock, it's gone. High pressure rolls in. And I'm showing you the Euro. The GFS is pretty similar. So the whole idea is just a big old sloppy mess coming up through messing things up. Long range map here on the WPC map shows you that. Heavy rain 121, heavy rain 121, 22. It's a Saturday, Sunday. That's our weather coming up. Bummer. Could be some thunder and lightning, though. If you like it. If you like lightning. Tampa Bay Lightning. All right, so let's go into next week. Next week, we got some interesting stuff developing. Got my eyes on this now. We get these little lulls in the storms, so something's coming. So this year has got me interested as far as big storms possibly coming down, middle atmosphere low. So look what happens over the weekend. We get all this mess we've already talked about. But look at this up here. This is our next potential dip here, and possibly low dip, which usually brings storms. There it comes. Boom. That's pretty dang low, man. This is Tuesday. This is 500 millibar velocity. I look at it. It just shows the instability, but this is a huge dip in the jet stream on the weekend, and this will be very interesting. Or Tuesday. This is Monday and Tuesday, but this is basically a surface low, middle atmosphere low jet stream that comes down and really amplifies the storm potential. So that's a big question mark. We could have a pretty big storm outbreak maybe if this verifies for early next week. It's a little far to be talking about it with certainty yet, but it is a week out, and that would be interesting as far as storms go. That's just the Euro. I don't think the GFS has really picked up on it too much. In fact, we can go back to Windy and really look at it next Tuesday. Here it is. There is kind of just showing you the 998 low. And that's pretty low. Anything under 1,000 millibar of land really brings up the storm potential. This would be Tuesday afternoon. So pay attention to that one if you're living along the upper Gulf and Panhandle northward. This could be a stormy. Here's Tuesday morning. Could be a little nasty in the upper Gulf there. So very interesting to keep an eye on this. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's a long way away. Storm Prediction Center not even talking about it yet. So we're not raising the worry level yet. Predictability too low. They are talking about it though. Potential for Southern Plains and the lower Mississippi Valley, but predictability is currently low. So, but yeah, how about that? So, anything else we could chip chat? Mark Hall says spaghetti models are good. I love Italian food and lasagna. Actually, ABC asked me that when they were doing their sip and spill, and they said spaghetti or lasagna, and I said marketing, I should say spaghetti, but in reality, it's lasagna. I don't know if there's any carbs in that, is there? Hey, Jonathan, I got you, bud, over there. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Scott? So that's it, pretty clear as day. What's cooking? The big news coming. Can't really get into it yet. Let's see here. So the big news is NASCAR. So it's kind of official. Lots of carbs, Shelly says. We do have the Hurricane machine wrapped, ready for Xfinity. I'm not sharing pictures yet, but it's a Hurricane wrapped number 4 Bailey Curry, powered by Furman Power Equipment. They'll be on the hood and the sides. Big thanks to Tammy at OSR and Victory Powerline Services and Frank from Coastal Claims. So we got 3 MWP supporters that jumped on board and put this together. The state of Florida is excited to help me with awareness and Volusia County. So we're going to have a tent set up, and the tentative plan is on Friday. We're going to have a meet and greet at Daytona. We're going to have some banners with the car on it, and probably be a Furman tent. But we're going to be giving away some weather radios, doing a driver appearance. He's got a driver's suit decked out. He's got Mike's Weather Page logo on it. We got a Mike's Weather Page on the hood. Oh, the bus is here. Let me go say goodbye to the bus driver. Make him know that I got him. Not you, Louie. Goodbye. Waiting on the bus. All right, since you got up. Let's show Hunter real quick. All right. Waiting on the bus. That's a ZZ Top song. So anyway, yeah, guys. So if you're going to be at Speed Weeks, man, we're going to have a car, man. It's going to be the side of the car. It's got the Hurricane logo. It's got a wrap of a hurricane from space. It's called the Hurricane Awareness Machine. We actually have that on print. And it'll be a lot of good stuff. We're gonna hopefully have some scheduled guest appearances that we can advertise and meet. But it means a lot to me, because a lot of our fans are NASCAR fans, and obviously Daytona's in Florida, and we've had a very active hurricane season, and it'll be great to bring a little awareness to hurricanes and the state, and have a race car out there. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Hope to see some of you guys. I did see Jimmy Johnson's coming back. That's pretty cool. Richard Petty, right? What do you think, little guy? Are you excited? So if I can score me a camping spot, we'll bring the doggies. That's the plan. So we'll hopefully get all that worked out so we can bring the boys, and we can have a special appearance by the dogs. Nobody wants to see me anyway. They want to see the dogs. So. Right? Want to see everybody? But anyway, that's fun stuff coming up. So, Cliff, yeah, it is a big deal. I'm really excited. And like I said, huge thanks to our sponsors that put that together, and maybe we'll get some TV time. Definitely gonna get some local media out there, no doubt. I'm sure the media hopefully will jump on board with it because it's such a cool concept, Hey! Starting to scratch again. So, anyway. Mary Carroll, he's doing a lot better. I'll sign your Crocs. Glad you put the R in there. Jennifer, yeah, it is exciting. So here's interesting. The Gulf water is a little warmer than normal. Even with these cold fronts, Gulf's still warmer than normal. So that's kind of the typical. We have a La Nina winter. The jet stream dips a little farther south and allows the storms to originate out in front of that jet stream, and that jet stream pulls up this warm Gulf moisture, and it actually aids in fueling these storms a little more than normal. So yeah, the Gulf is definitely warmer than normal. This is red. This is quite a bit actually. Let's go to U.S. data values, and this will show you kind of what I'm talking about. But it's man, 7 degrees above normal. That's smoking. I mean, look at that. So all this Gulf, and this is measured on what usually is this time of year, but the Gulf doesn't mean hurricanes, doesn't mean anything tropical. It just means that like this mess that's coming up Saturday into the Gulf, and this mess that's coming down early part of next week is going to be able to pull this Gulf moisture, and as the Gulf these winds pull in. This will provide extra juice and fuel, and that's why we have more thunderstorms and tornadoes. A lot of tornadoes this season so far. So that's a big reason that we're getting all these storms across the south. And so that's what's coming. Anything else we can chit chat about? I've been working on the website a little bit. I've been moving some things around a little bit. That's about it. Nothing else. All right. Harold, I hope so too. Yep, FS1 is covering the race. I'll come down to South Florida. Heck yeah. Susan. I was down there for Ada. Ian. Isia was more of our other coast. Yeah, Mark, it is kind of interesting, right? Surface temps usually need to be around 80 degrees for tropical development, right? Not saying it's going to happen, obviously, but, we are seeing water 79 degrees. 80 degrees coming up for that Gulf Stream and that loop current. 77. It's happened before. Weak tropical systems. There's no hurricane. Well, it has happened before, too. That little system that was out in the Atlantic Saturday, Sunday, Monday, really has some people confused because it sure looked tropical or at least subtropical, and it was around 77 degrees of water too. If you remember, we were showing that a lot, but this little system popped up over here, and it was, it was only 74, 5, 6 degrees of water right here, but it looked healthy. It had spinach. It actually went all the way up here to the northern part of Nova Scotia. Had rotation as it clipped some of the land up here. So they always do post-seasonal recaps or whatever. Here's old Reed. Let's see if anybody's talking about next week yet. Florida returns the next 3 days, 80 degrees. Brian Shields says. There is a storm over in Pacific. I forget where it's at. I don't want to sound dumber than I normally am. Oh, there's an earthquake near Indonesia. 6.1. That was 13 hours ago. I'm supposed to have my settings set to be most current, but it's not. All right, well, there you go. What else can we talk about? So, that's about it. Let's see. Oh, man. Carrie Adams says they were on a cruise last week and they couldn't dock. That is a big problem. These big ships are like wind magnets. It's so sad. What's up, Mr. Dale Kindberg, my buddy? Daughter was up in Gatlinburg the same time I was. Saw some snow. I love the snow comments. I'm holding up to my New Year's resolution, by the way, and not answering any trolls yet. My good buddy Sean at ABC, I told him that would be my New Year's resolution to honor him because he's always telling me, why do you even waste your time answering them? But I posted snow, and I had a lot of comments laughing at me, and that's why I put the comment, define snow. It was snow. I mean, it can rain and only have a couple raindrops, or it can rain and leave 40 inches of rain, right? So just because it didn't accumulate, it was still snow in my book. Oh my God. And then I posted all this pictures of our low pressure area that was out in the Atlantic. Oh my God. Then I had some big time haters. Like I was hyping. Here we go again. Everybody was talking about it. Hell, it even got a little yellow circle on the NHC map. All right. Well, it was fun. I love doing these little things. I got a lot going on. Yeah, Shelly. Well, I hope you still had fun, Carrie Adams, on your cruise. Oh, Harold, I'm so sick about the Bucks. First play of the game, they try to run it up the middle. That's how they started the season, and that's how they ended the season. They try to run up the middle. Doesn't work. I'm like, what are they doing? They just never got the offense going. They should have let Brady shotgun and pass every play. Who the heck cares? Because they obviously couldn't run the ball. Beverly, I hope you can make it too. All right, let's read some more comments and then we'll call it a day. Oh, your Ravens lost, Bengals fan. So our last cruise, the Lightning was on, and I think it was Colorado, and they got beat. And there was people in the bar, the ship that had Colorado gear on, so it's painful. I know what you're talking about. Vicky from Port St. Lucie, I love that area. Good morning. Felice, that's right. All the news people were doing it. It was nothing. It was the real deal. And it was. Oh, I just moved my radar. Check out this new radar on Windy app. I love it. It's got lightning on it. This thing I'm playing with above my head. This is that developing system. You're starting to see that squall line setting up here. This is what we're going to be watching. This is a live radar. This will be the squall line that's going to be bringing some storms here in a little bit. Okay. Oh, Vicky, cold fronts, nothing major. Could be Tuesday, if this thing pans out, this big dip I was talking about, if this thing definitely happens, we could see some cool air. It just depends, you know. This would be Monday. Not even, well, sort of, maybe, kind of. Nothing really cool, actually. South Florida, well, there's next Wednesday. It's nothing major. There's no really major cool fronts coming. Nothing that's like earth-shattering breaking news. Even with this storm that's coming down next week, it'll cool things off, Wednesday, Thursday. But this dip in the jet's really interesting next week. Right here. Man, that's really a massive. God, if that thing verifies, that's going to be some storms. This is the upper middle level. I think we can do the GFS on this one. The GFS was pointed out the other day, too. It's trying to, about maybe not as it is still 2. I mean, that's some pretty significant. It's just a little too far away yet to be too. But there is something coming next week. First part of next week, there is something coming that's going to be interesting. How far down it goes. The euro is really showing it. I like the GFS was been on and off it a little bit. The euro is now really picking up on it. Let's see if we can get some other. Let's do the 850. Let's do this one here. And there's the weekend. Here it comes. Wow, man, that's really some. So that's the 540 line really dipping far south too. So I don't know. I'm not going to talk too much about it until we get some more. But this is Tuesday. But look at that. I mean, this is the 540 line. That means there's a big push of Arctic air coming in. A lot of instability out ahead of it. A lot of tight isobars. So we could see, some big storms Tuesday. I'm telling you. Could. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on it. It's only Wednesday, week out. So anyway, as far as the next rain, fall, Florida Peninsula is pretty much dry. We have heavy rain across the upper Gulf up into the East Coast this weekend. Unfortunately, you can really see it coming here. Let's take a look. Surface charts. You can see here, basically, this is tomorrow. And then, today. Today's, what am I talking about? Today's Wednesday. What am I talking about? This is today, Wednesday. Then we get to the weekend. And as we get into the weekend, you can see this low pressure starting to brew here Friday night. And here it comes up Saturday morning. And then throughout the day Saturday, there's your juice. Borderline Texas, Louisiana, all the way over to Georgia. And it kind of pulls itself northeast into Sunday. Kind of missing I-4 south. And it's off and gone by the end of the weekend. When it's too late. Here's Monday. Then, like I said, the big story is going to be what the heck's brewing down here on Tuesday. A little too far out yet to be certain on that. But that'll be talked about more soon. So, weekend plans, going to be rough for a lot of folks up for golf. Sorry to say. So, anyway. Let's see. Good question. Cruising, talking about models I follow more closely. I've always been a big fan of the Icon. It's a German model. Seems like it detects early formation very well. CMC had a really west bias this year. GFS, absolutely no way I'm going to watch it. Euro is always good to watch. So in my order, it's usually Icon, Euro, CMC, GFS. UK did really good this year too. It's hard to find the UK model though. It's not everywhere free, so and it only goes out 144 hours, I think. UK did really good with Ian too, so. But I do like the Icon a lot. I like the Euro a lot. I like the UK had a really decent year predicted model. GFS did not. So, and then you look at like the H Wharf and the H Mon when we get intensity models. The H Wharf does really good with intensity. So you know some models you look at tracks, some models you look at for wins, not necessarily tracks. Like the H Mon track and the H Wharf track did terrible for track, but they do great for intensity. And some of the Ian forecasting or discussion that I was doing was the fact that the models that originally had it going up here 2 days, you know, before Sunday to Friday or Saturday to Thursday or whatever the window was, stronger systems, more of a tendency to turn. Some of the track guidance was on a weaker system going north. H Wharf and others showing a strong system naturally is going to pull more northeast. And that's indeed what happened. So you kind of look at all the models, I guess. And this was a bad forecast, man, with that GFS. It just messed everything up. There was a time that I don't even think that Fort Myers was even in the cone. Let's take a look here. I got a lot of new graphics that I put together for my ABC presentation that I did. I just don't know where they're at. Ian, damages Ian, inside Nicole. Here's, all right, so this is a good model. Jonathan, yes, if you didn't, we did, well, yeah. Jonathan, just reach out to Shelly. So it's hard on YouTube side right now to get a hold of everybody, but we'll get it to you, don't worry. Hey, Katie Haley, the 540 line gets really close to you. Moms are feeling great. Thanks for asking, Jennifer. Her mom, just that Parkinson's caught up with her and had a stroke and doing great. Just, it's rough. My mom's kind of the same boat. She's doing, okay. She's at home. But yeah, they're just day by day. But this is an interesting little chart I put together. All right, so let's talk about things real quick. So Ian made landfall 9/28. On 9/19, it was an area of interest. This is when spaghetti models started running, back when it was way out there on the other side of Lesser Antilles. Way out there. 9/21, these are weathernerds.org spaghetti models. Tropical tidbits down here. These are ensembles. But you can see on 9/21, a whole week ahead of landfall. 9/28, 9/21. We saw weaker system west, stronger system hooking a little bit more into South Florida. So if you just kind of got a gut feeling and cluster right here, you could kind of see, even on 9/21, like South Florida might have something brewing here, Why is that showing up right there? GFS ensembles were everywhere. It was bad. So 9/22 comes out. These are real spaghetti models. These are all the models. 9/22, this is 6 days away from landfall. And look at the GFS all the way up there into the Panhandle. H-Mon, like I was talking about. Well, there's UK Met. Maybe it wasn't that great. See, UK started out bad. That's not right. So, but like I said, H-Mon not a good. But for the NHC to use their cone, they take into account all the models. So the GFS was way up here. But look at the cluster down here on 922. 925, we started to see a little windshield wiper effect, right? Shifted a little bit back away. So even on 22, we had a big cluster of South Florida. Then 925, we started to see a little windshield wiper effect. Irma did the exact same thing. It was on the East Coast, and then it, first it was kind of West Coast, and then it was the East Coast, and it came back. This Ian, South Florida, then it came back. Windshield wiper effect, you hear about it all the time. Problem with this forecast here, though, is first off, put a lot of people in panic mode in the Panhandle. Made a lot of people in South Florida feeling like a little better, like, oh man, we're right on the edge. But there were spaghetti models that now the UK was showing it. But there were spaghetti models going into ultimately where landfall was. So you never take your eyes off of outliers. You never take the eyes off the fact that just a couple days before there was a high cluster of models showing that. So they kind of shifted, then they kind of came back. Stronger system pulled a little bit more northeast. But this GFS really was an outlier the whole time and really tricked the modeling. They had to use it. They use it for their cone. If you would have took the cone out, I think this cone would have never been that far up to the west. I'm not really sure all the data that they use, but the NHC stresses that this is anywhere that the eye can go, but it's confusing to people. A lot of people see the center line and they see it over here. Problem that got everybody tricky was this. This is Friday and this is Wednesday. So what happened was when this thing ended up turning, it got to landfall 36 hours more earlier than expected because it would have had another day and a half, 2 days over water where it was expected to weaken. So this is a very deceiving graphic right here because we had a major hurricane here and we had a hurricane here. Most news headlines said they expect it to weaken before landfall because the official landfall spot was North Florida at one time. So the majority of the news talking points were major hurricane on Wednesday, expected to weaken by landfall. So everybody got that feeling, not everybody, but a lot of people got that feeling, it's going to weaken because of cooler water. Or they had shear coming down with that front. Remember it got cold forever afterwards? It was the weirdest thing ever. It was cool for like 2 or 3 weeks after this thing made landfall. But what caught everybody, not everybody, caught a lot of people off guard was it's still an M. So guess what? It was still an M when it curved. And that was tricky because it's just so confusing for how to educate this cone, It turned early, still an M, and it got there 36 hours to 48 hours earlier than expected because it curved. So just 3 days out, if you were going by this cone 3 days out, you're thinking, okay, 925, this thing's going to hit, the end of, 5 days from now. But in reality, it hit 3 days from now. So it was a really tricky storm. Not enough emphasis, I think, was put on the fact that this thing was windshield wiper and another thing was the comparison to Charlie. A lot of folks that went through Charlie remember Charlie as a tiny little system. There wasn't a lot of surge. It was a tight, smaller little system. It was on low tide, faster moving system. Rainfall was a lot less, so a lot of people compared it. There were, definitely this system was way bigger, and a lot of folks were caught off guard on the fact that the effects were way worse than Charlie because of the size. So there you go. There you know, whatever. A little ramble on. So, all right. Exactly right, Chris. Coriolis effect. Storms have a natural poleward motion to head back east. What happened there about the Coast Guard? Oh my God, I'm reading Second Chase Chillin'. Man, that's a story. What's that all about, man? Let's share that one sometime. So, well, there you go. Little hurricane chit chat, huh? A little bonus for everybody today. All right, I gotta go. I got a big event coming up. I got a lot of phone calls I gotta make right now. So we'll see everybody on Friday and Monday and Wednesday, maybe next Friday, and then I'm off a week as I gotta head to Orlando. And then we'll be back to normal. Whatever that means. All right. Have a great day. Thanks for watching the Daily Brew. We will see